NKTelco Sports presented by Grand Lake Health. We're here at the Elida Fieldhouse to bring you high school tournament volleyball action. It's Tiffin Calvert. The Senecas take on the New Bremen Cardinals in the regional finals. Tonight's game is brought to you by American Trim, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, NKTelco, Frost Roofing, Hometown Opportunity, Minster Bank, Ply Gym, Precision Strip, Schwederman Pharmacies, New Knoxville Supply, Powers TV, Wilson Health, Zy Sweeterman, Carriage Works, and Kogi Heating and Air Conditioning. And good afternoon, everybody. Dean Jackson along with Greg Burning as we come to you for the regional finals. And Greg, you really don't get a bigger matchup than this side of the state championship. And in fact, it is a state championship rematch.
That's right, regional final matchup here. As Dean, you mentioned, these two teams played last year in the state final as we get volleyball action starting already.
I wondered how long it was going to be before we're getting pelted.
So that matchup went 5 sets. Two very good teams. New Bremen ranked number 2 in the state. Tiffin Calvert ranked number 4. Should be a real good setup getting here. Both teams sweep their regional semifinal in 3 games. Both very competitive, a lot of good athletes. They both do a lot of the same things. Really good at the net, good blocking, good hitting, good all-around volleyball. Should be a great one.
Greg, I like to use the term Titanic because it's just a fun word, and other people have used it, so I've liked it. But this really is a clash of the Titans. You got one team that's won 17 straight. You've got another team that's won 19 straight. Only one blemish on this season. New Bremen, Calvert. I mean, this is really what it's about.
Yeah, it should be. It's a great environment. You know, big crowd, as you mentioned, Titanic battle. Everybody's on their seat ready for this one to start. It's going to be a lot of great volleyball. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This arena seats about 2,300. I'm told it's about 1,500 here right now. You know what? And this is the second time that one knocked over the monitor. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on it. I guess, Greg, no time better than now to go through our keys of the game if you're ready.
Absolutely. First for the Tiffin Calvert team, they're going to work on controlling at the net. So the net's going to be a big place tonight. New Bremen is coming in a little bit better at blocking at the net, not by a lot. They have total blocks by Zoe Meyer on the Calvert side was 61, and on the Bremen side, Macy put off 97. It's been a big emphasis for New Bremen, so Calvert's going to try to really control the net and also handle the serving. Bremen's an aggressive serving team, so Calvert's going to have to be ready for that. On the other side, for the New Bremen Cardinals, looking to get off to a good start. As we mentioned, this is a rematch of the state final, so lots of emotion in volleyball. Bremen's going to try to be ready for that. If they can win that first set, it'll go a long way. And as always, serve, receive. If you can receive the ball well off the other team's serve, get it up to your setter to get ready for the hitter, good things typically happen.
We're about to get it going here at Elida Fieldhouse. New Bremen and Calvert, and a rematch of the state championship. Dean Jackson and Greg Burning on NKTelco.
At Grand Lake Health, we offer urgent care services within Joint Township District Memorial Hospital. Upon arrival, each patient is greeted and healthcare professionals assess the level of care required. Urgent care services extend your access to quality health care, complete for non-life-threatening problems. Our state-of-the-art facility and host of diagnostic and treatment options allow you to receive the treatment you deserve in a timely and courteous way. Grand Lake Health Systems, the highest quality health care for you and your family.
American Trim's story started in 1951, and our long family legacy continues today. We are a third-generation family-owned business with locations in Sydney and Walpock, and we're hiring for manufacturing positions on first, second, and third shifts. Part-time and full-time positions are available for entry-level and skilled individuals. Please apply at www.amtrim.com or in person. American Trim is a proud sponsor of high school sports and our communities. Come be part of our story.
And We are back going through the starting lineups. Well, at least the lineups at this point. Dean Jackson and Greg Burning as we come to you from the Light Up Fieldhouse. It is the regional final. Calvert and New Bremen. Chance now to get our starting lineups. You get a good look at the Senecas. Emma White, Miller, Jones, Myers, Rombach, and Heminger at Librero. And turning our attention now to New Bremen. They're getting ready to... We're a little out of sorts here. They're actually doing the Seneca lineup, but that's okay. So, for New Bremen, the Cardinals, Heitkamp, Reinhardt, Hall, Puthoff, Pape, Frund, and Heitkamp. Both of these teams coming in at 25-1 on the season. It'll be interesting what kind of response that Roderman gets when she comes in after her injury.
Yeah, definitely. Reckerman's had a nice comeback from an injury. Played a little bit last game, got a couple big serves. She's really been a nice spark for New Bremen to come in and do some serving play to give them a little bit of a breather. Bremen doesn't go real deep into a rotation, so when she does come in, it's nice to get a little break.
We're about ready to get it going. 2 games away from the state championship, and just to put it in perspective at how good this Calvert team is, taking out #1 St. Henry a few nights ago in 3 straight sets. This is a team that very rarely plays a 4th set. They have not played a 5th set.
Right, so New Bremen beat St. Henry in straight sets the other night, but you're right, on the other side, Calvert did the same thing to Miller City, 1-3, but you're right on cue. They've played a lot of 3-set games. They actually play through their league twice, so they have 16 league games through the season. But very, very talented, very good. Obviously, they made it all the way to the state final last year and won the state, and they going on the same route again. And on the other side, New Bremen trying to do the same thing. The year before, New Bremen was the state champs, and Calvert knocked them off. So both of these teams have had a ton of success over the last 2 years. As we get set for the first serve here, it should be just a fantastic afternoon and almost capacity here at the Fieldhouse.
Heitkamp getting ready to serve. The senior kind of caught her off balance there into the net. Just that quick.
And you can hear the New Bremen reaction. They were all at that game last year in state final. At the last game, everybody was chanting, "We want Tiffin." You know, I'm not sure a lot of emotion, but I think you heard that emotion just on that first point.
The second serve coming from Heitkamp. That one too long, evens the score at 1-1.
And that has been a bit of an issue for New Bremen. They serve very aggressively, so they're going to have their fair share of serving errors.
Drilled right down the line. You couldn't get much more perfection than that.
So they're going to call that out of bounds off of put-off. It was a little wide. Great shot, but wide, so point to Calvert.
We are here setting at the end line. The angles aren't quite the same, but nonetheless, one of the things that we will see a lot of today, lots of energy, lots of volleys. And again, just simply catching them out of position. Reinhardt almost on top of it. Yeah. But that is how good Tiffin Calvert is, as they can just find the spot instantly.
Good shot there by Zoe Meyer, gets the first kill, and then there's a backup ace coming there from #2, Emma White. White is the leading ace server for Calvert. That was her 71st ace of the season.
A 4-1 lead, met at the line, and that will end the rally right there. The block stands, and she will come up to serve. Taylor Paul.
And one of our keys to the game was to control the net. New Bremen does a fantastic job at the net. They're one of the leading teams in the state at blocks for termination points. Taylor Paul, right on cue, gets one there for the Cardinals.
chance to get back into this. Not that they're really out of it, but a 2-point deficit. That is too long, but they say that it was tapped.
Just hit at the net. Shot there killed by Ashlyn Jones. Gives Calvert a 3-point advantage.
That one is going to go wide.
A lot of tempo here. New Bremen likes to play fast. Obviously, Tiffin does, where Calvert does as well, because they are wasting no time. That whistle blows, and both these teams are really going at it. It's going to be a frantic pace here this afternoon.
Dugout sent forward, passed across at the front. Dugout. And
got a net violation there against New Bremen. So that point will go to Calvert.
Calvert is not doing anything wrong at this point, and they've got all kinds of momentum. They will continue the serve. Doing the serving is Myra Magnolia. And there, that one is too long, so it stops it for the moment.
Yeah, 2 quick service errors from Calvert. Bremen has 1 as well.
Macy Putoff will come in to serve. Another one of the seniors. And Greg, this is essentially the same lineup that New Bremen went to the state championship with.
Couple different players for New Bremen, but definitely the same lineup for Calvert. As Rombach, they returned, Calvert in particular returned their entire roster except for their setter. New Bremen, a lot of the same players. They replaced a couple of seniors from last year's roster, but you're right, it's almost a mirror matchup of last year. New Bremen hoping the outcome is a little different, as they lost in 5 in that state final rematch.
It's amazing as you see these plays set up, just the power that they have and the ability to answer it. And really, New Bremen does not have an answer yet.
Yeah, they've struggled at the net. We talked about controlling the net. Ashlyn Jones did a nice job there, got just enough off the block to get the kill for Calvert.
And again, another big play response by Calvert. There's no answer for that one.
Great shot down the middle. Good sign there for New Bremen. Josie Reinhardt, back-to-back strong shots, brings New Bremen back to within 3.
We'll take a look at it again. Picture perfect.
Ellie Rector, when we talked about her and her injury, she comes in here to serve. Again, that's been a nice spark for New Bremen off the bench.
Certainly an inspirational story. She digs it out, sends it forward, and it's answered by the Senecas into the net, but nope.
Nice
That'll be another point.
Yeah.
It's like just one continual rally by the Senecas.
Yeah, Miller with the kill there. Reinhardt was there for the block, stayed on the New Bremen side. There you go. There's a nice one again by Josie Reinhardt off the double block. You're right, Calvert's came out to a good start, but New Bremen not backing down, just trailed by 3 here early on at 9-6.
The thing that strikes me is that New Bremen is not allowing them to get much momentum. They had it for a moment.
And I'll tell you who's getting the momentum is Ashlyn Jones on the Calvert side. That's her 3rd kill. She seems to just get through the blockers enough here early on, and Calvert back to a 4-point advantage.
And what you're seeing, Greg, to me is in games with lesser competition, the plays that would get through today are not facing that same challenge.
And there you see one of the young talent for New Bremen, Kaylee Friend, has great, quick, athletic jumping ability, pops up and knocks one down for a kill for the Cardinals.
The serve continues. Heitkamp, she got this game started. Again, it's a case of New Bremen simply being out of position for a lot of these plays.
And what's really impressive so far from Calvert is their serve receive has been great, because New Bremen, again, is very good at serving. We talked earlier about the aces. Emma White has 70 aces for Calvert coming in this game. Taylor Paul has 73, if that gives you any kind of idea of the serving ability. As a nice kill there for Macy Putoff for New Bremen.
Perfect placement. Paul comes in now to serve. A 3-point deficit as Calvert has the lead 11-8 here as you watch on NKTelco.
There's a little misplay and an opportunity for New Bremen. A nice save.
Just outside. Reinhardt had the right idea, but just a little bit too far, and not by much.
Yeah, we had a great view of that one. You're right. Bremen set it up nicely. Got a good setup with the impressive serve. Calvert, though, defensively is very solid.
Now New Bremen is kind of putting them on their heels. 12-8 the score. Calvert with the lead here in this regional final. Too long. About as close as it's been in a while is 3 points, and that's what we're at right now.
Yeah. And you mentioned the good volleyball. What you see is these girls trying to make perfect shots because both defenses very good. No ball usually goes down on one hit. If it does, it's got to be a very good one.
They'll take the timeout. We will take the timeout as well. Calvert leading New Bremen 12-9 on NKTelco.
NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey Botkins, I'm Brett Gerstner with NKTelco, and we are here for you and to help you operate your business network.
Hey Maria Stein, I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with Hometown Pride.
Hi Rishi, I'm Tim Metzger, and we are here for you for your installation of your telephone, cable TV, and internet.
Contact NKTelco at 1-888-NKTelco.
We are back. Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco being brought to you by a number of sponsors, including American Trim. Great to have you along, Dean Jackson and Greg Burning. It is a 12-9 lead right now. New Bremen serving, but they are trailing. Pape will serve for the second time tonight, and a great shot as you look at this court. One of the best facilities around. And what a great vantage point as well. Bumped back across. Can't make the play.
Nice shot there by Ashton Heitkamp, getting her first kill of the match. But another nice setup by New Bremen, I think, is a good timeout. Coach trying to get them into better hitting situations, and Ashton Heitkamp takes advantage. New Bremen within two is as close as they've been for a while.
And New Bremen finding some new life. Battle at the net, the block, now bringing back. Hammering it across. Calvert has a return for it. And simply dumped in. And sometimes it's just a little off-speed spot, stuff like that as Rombach drops it.
Yeah, it was actually a break for Rombach because Putoff blocked it at the net. And like you said, tipped just enough of it, it drops into open space. Point for Calvert.
13-10. Calvert had the serve, the long return, rolls around the net and out.
You talked about the power. When these girls hit this ball, that ball was hit on the far right side, was blocked and shot all the way across the net and went out of bounds on the other side. Point for Ashton Heitkamp.
13-11, and she has shown some early power, but hasn't found the placement just yet. But we got a lot of volleyball to play. Down the line, that'll be met. Pape brings it up, and now Heitkamp dumps it off. Digging it down again. These are plays early on that New Bremen wasn't necessarily making.
Yeah, both these teams just solid. And there it is again. Like she didn't. That shot made by Hannah Myers. That's actually her first kill, and she's the leading kill getter for Calvert. Didn't put anything on that. Just actually bumped it off the blocker, and it fell to the side for the point.
14-11. Tiffin Calvert, New Bremen. Calvert side of the court right now, the blue and white. And can't track it down. It is now 15-11.
And you almost get the feeling they're trying to play off the blocking. What I mean by that is New Bremen, big team known for blocking at the net. Calvert has taken some speed off, and they're just trying to nick that block so the ball will drop quickly after it. Their last 2 or 3 hits have all fell that way.
Too long. You know, and I think there's some wisdom in that. I really have not seen anything overwhelmingly powerful coming from Calvert. But I have seen them come up with big plays.
Right. That's what I mean. I think they're just trying to hit that medium speed shot to glance it off the blocker. No glancing off of that one.
No, it wasn't.
Brought hard by number 7, Hannah Miller, her second kill.
It's now a 4-point game, about as big as it's been. It's been as close as 2. Sent to the front. Pape puts it up. Sent across, getting it through the block, and here comes the return again. Pape from the opposite side. Handcuffing Calvert for a moment on the return. Nicely done. Set up by Kaylee Friend.
Yeah, we talked about her quick jump. I mean, she gets off of her feet so fast. It's really tough to react to it. Bremen takes advantage of it there.
And sometimes plays like that are just reactions. That's all they are.
There's the blocking. You got Pape and Friend both at the net for New Bremen to get one of the few termination blocks they've had. That's the second one here in the first set.
I love the double team action too, because they were going to go at it from both the double barrel action. A 2-point game, 16-14. Net with the block. Had the right idea. The Senecas had the best answer.
Good block there by Hannah Myers. It's been that way this whole first set. Bremen's got within 2 or so, and then the Senecas have had a response. They now have a 3-point lead.
Pape sets it up and sent back just that quick. They'll come at it again to the back row. And just sneaks it through.
Goes wide and out of bounds, I think.
I'm still waiting for the official call, but that's what I thought too.
Because on this side, the line judge...
They gave Calvert a point.
They did, you're right. So big point there by Calvert. Clearly, it was right in front of us. Unless it got hit at the net, and this game is very quick, it very well could have.
I'm not sure, but I don't think the Cardinal fans were happy with it.
I don't think so either. They like that one a lot better.
Setting it up, Taylor Paul. A 3-point game, and this may be the best opportunity of set number 1 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and at a crucial time here, just shy of 20 points at 18-15.
Kemp sends it across. A little bit of trouble at the net, but they're able to get it back. Pape will send it off. And a 6-pack, but is it the point for Calvert? Yep.
Double hit called there against the setter for New Bremen. Tough point there at a crucial time. That would have been could have cut it down to 2. Instead, it's back to 4 for Calvert.
Too long for the moment. Stopping the rally. And now here's New Bremen's chance to whittle it away. A 3-point lead. They've not really been any closer than 2 any point late in the game.
Culver's done a nice job with the serves. New Bremen averages, I believe, 2.4 aces per game. They have 0 right now. And a miss hit there pushes that lead back to 4.
Again, she has had so many plays like that. Heitkamp has so much power. She has what you would call as ups, but she was not able to get it across. You certainly would think that that would improve later on.
Good save there by New Bremen, but it's going to be another opportunity for Tiffin.
And just a tough situation, getting caught right there on the seams. It moves it to 21-16. We'll take the timeout. This is high school volleyball on NKTelco.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Back. I want to thank New Knoxville Supply and Fowler's TV, some of the community-minded sponsors that make broadcasts like this possible on NKTelco. Dean Jackson and Greg Burning as we come to you from Elida at the Fieldhouse. Calvert leading 21-16. Tiffin Calvert, the defending state champion, hooking up with the defending state runner-up. And it's a 5-point advantage for the Senecas. Serving for the Senecas is Ashlyn Jones, returned by Heitkamp. And just can't get to it. The story of this first set, handcuffing Reinhardt, and just, Greg, it's a story of a team that has just been able to find the spots and has just been able to be just a little bit better.
Yep, no doubt. Rombach with their 4th kill there of the first set. A lot of deflected hits from Calvert, right on cue. I mean, that's exactly what they've been getting through the blocker. Hannah Miller's 3rd kill. The good thing for New Bremen, there's more to play after this, but it's been a rough first set for the Cardinals, as it's been about perfect for Calvert and Tiffin.
Too long, and it didn't hit our monitor, thankfully.
That might be the only part of their game they've had a little bit of miscue. That is their 4th service error here in the first set for Calvert.
23-17. Calvert over New Bremen. Pape serving to the back. Gets set up. Powers through the block. And again, I have not seen a team being able just to find the spot. And again, it is not so much that they're overpowering. They are just, it's almost a finesse style.
That's right. They're finessing right to the right areas.
So set point, 24-17. The Senecas ready to take set number 1. But not so fast. New Bremen records the kill.
3rd kill for Josie Reinhardt here in the first set.
(24-18). Put off will serve. A little bit of confusion, but they were able to make the hit. And New Bremen mounted a mini rally. It is now 24-19.
Yeah, long ways to go. If nothing else, is a confidence builder for the second set. Timeout taken by Tiffin.
And I think that was just a timeout where they said, okay, let's stay calm. There is nothing in danger. We just have to play our game.
Yeah, definitely having, like you said, a very, they call it in volleyball, called a clean match. They played very error-free, as other than the serving errors. They've had a few serving errors, but have done a nice job at the net. We knew they hit the ball pretty soundly from seeing them last year. Their setter does a great job getting the ball to the hitters in a good position, and it's proven here in the first set. New Bremen trying to get a little run together here to build momentum, because if there's one thing volleyball is, a lot of emotion, a lot of momentum.
24-19, New Bremen serving. Macy put off. The Cardinals have reeled off 2 straight to stave off elimination in set number 1. Well, the set number 1 victory, I should say. Pape sends it to the far side. Doesn't go through the block, and there's your game. 25-19, set number 1. Tiffin Calvert with the lead. We will take the timeout. The 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series in the region final. We'll be back right after this on NKTelco.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it Caring Without Limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
We are back. Calvert serving, then Librero. A.J. Heminger sends it across. That with a block at the line, and that will be a quick point for New Bremen. And Greg, we were talking during the break what New Bremen has to do, and it's, first of all, it's attitude.
Yeah, I mean, they played good that first set. They just got a couple tip balls that fell on the other side and didn't have any of those. So great to see them get an ace because that's a big part of the New Bremen offense. Like I said, they're one of the better serving teams in the area. Get an ace there to start off, but volleyball's about momentum. They need to get one back here to make Tiffin Calvert start thinking about this game a little bit and to build their confidence back up.
A 2-0 lead, a little bit of a mishandled receive on the serve, but none the worse for wear. That one set back across, and that one will drop, and all of a sudden, New Bremen has a 3-0 lead.
And that's exactly what we were just talking about. None of those balls fell in the first set. They just deflected off of Tiffin just right, and they were not finding the holes. Macy Putoff gets her first kill there, and a nice start for New Bremen.
Heminger digs it out, sends it to the forward, to the far side. Net by the block, and all of a sudden, Tiffin has answered.
Yeah, and there's a great example. Like, they just get to a lot of balls. That was almost lucky there, but they got it anyway.
New Bremen are kind of forcing the issue right now. Then take it from us. And it's now 4-0.
And what a great resilient play there by New Bremen. Claire Pape, the setter, she plays up in the front row, gets a block there for New Bremen, and a great answer so far here in the second set for New Bremen.
I don't think there was any issue with New Bremen's composure or attitude, but it is completely different. You can just tell a team that's, okay, we're gonna make this happen.
Yeah, it kind of took one in the mouth or the chin that first set. You're right. Didn't play bad. It just Tiffin just got some better percentage points, and there's a great shot by Claire Pape.
Wow, and it just drops in front of Hannah Miller, and a team that is 25-1 does not let balls drop like that.
Yeah, that's one of Claire Pape's little patented plays. She has that little left-handed hook shot.
I'm not sure if she thought it was going to go out, but it clearly wasn't anywhere close to being out.
Yeah, it was a great shot. Drops it in. I think we have a contact. Or maybe it's a cut. She had her finger cut.
Okay, well, maybe she was playing it safe. Well, and she does have a lot of tape around the wrist and the back of her hand, so that may have had something to do with it too.
Yeah, maybe a little momentum stopper there on the Seneca side, as New Bremen has a nice 5-0 lead.
Coaches always have a trick, don't they?
They do.
And I'm not saying that in a malicious way. You just have ways to do things to change the outcome.
Change the speed of the game just a little bit.
The serve continues from Josie Reinhardt. Just a short serve. I kind of like that. And still sticking it out. Nope. And there's your first point.
That's right. And there took just a little bit of momentum swing there. Change the speed a little bit, and the Senecas get on the board.
Sophomore Emma White serving for Calvert, and that one is long. And a 5-point lead.
Definitely been a subject area of conflict for the Senecas. They had 4 serving errors in the first set. That's their first here in the second. And that one sailing just long from Taylor Paul.
A.J. Heminger kind of gave it a look as if maybe, okay, no, I'm not going to.
She's got better eyes than me because I'd have swung at that. It was not long by much.
So it looked like they, okay, so Jones comes into the game. Ashlyn Jones, and as she does, she's getting taped up as well. You know, I see a lot of volleyball. You see a lot of volleyball. I have not seen players be taped up in game as much as I have in the last 2 minutes.
And yeah, in just this second set, it's happened 2 or 3 different times. Must be some sharp balls.
They must like gave him a little bit of an edge, took the whetstone to it. 6-2 the score. Tiffin Calvert serving. Jones will send it ahead, and then Heminger. New Bremen will send it back across. Battling at the line. Ashton.
And the net violation is definitely not going New Bremen's way, as there were a host of players at the net there. And that's the second time that's happened, so see the replay here. They might have got a piece of it though, but either way, point goes Seneca's way. And gets the lead back to 3.
Jones continues to serve. Heminger brings it up. On the attack on that one.
And we talked about the leading blocker coming into this match. Macy Putoff shows it there. Great block for a point to get the Bremen lead back to 4.
I wouldn't say that Calvert is stunned, but they're a little
shaken, aren't they?
Yes. Sets it forward into the net. Heminger.
That one didn't get over. It took a second for the officials to get to it. It's a 4-hit play that last shot didn't get over.
A timeout. We'll take the timeout as well. A 5-point lead, as big as it's been at any point in this game. New Bremen on top, 8-3 on NKTelco.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back at Elida Fieldhouse, New Bremen rocking and rolling with a 5-point lead, 8-3 over Calvert in a rematch of last year's state championship. Dean Jackson along with Greg Burning in a tale of 2 sets so far.
Yeah, New Bremen's really getting things to drop here in the second set. As you mentioned, had that 5-point lead. And Seneca had the same benefit in the first as they took the first set.
Sends it long. New Bremen will bring it back, and just that quick, it goes to a 6-point lead at 9-6.
And a great play there by Macy Putoff. Saw all the blockers coming to the net. Instead of trying to just slightly tip it over, she tips it deep. Nobody close to the ball. She gets her second kill here in the second set.
And how about the intensity of the play before that, and she was able to answer it. Heminger kind of handcuffed on the line, but she's able to make the play to the back row. New Bremen has it on their side. Ashton Hankamp sends it to Heminger from Calvert to the far side. Back across. This is a New Bremen team that has made a very rare mistake right there.
Zoe Meyer comes up for the block for Calvert. A good play defensively there by Tiffin to get the lead to within 5.
And Greg, we were talking about in the breakup why it is important to grab a game this early from Calvert.
Yeah, they haven't lost the set in a long time. So for New Bremen to rally back, you can definitely tell the momentum shifted, but it's got to do more than shift. They got to take this second set. And there was a great shot coming off the tip from Ashlyn Jones. She has had a really good afternoon. That's her 5th kill here for Calvert.
A big play now, the serve coming from Mangiola. And it's now a 3-point lead.
Momentum can change in this game in a heartbeat as Mangiola gets an ace there for Calvert.
Calvert sent into the corner. Now they're coming out swinging with a couple back-to-back points. Almost handcuffs Mangiola.
And it definitely paid off because Mangiola gets the play, but you could definitely tell it threw the timing off of Calvert as that shot goes wide and New Bremen gets the point.
It certainly seems that Calvert their rhythm isn't the same for sure. And I can't quite put my finger on it. Heminger comes up with it on the Calvert side, tapped across, and still coming up with it, New Bremen. And powering through the block
They've got some good hitters up front. Hannah Myers, talked about earlier, she leads their team in kills on the season with 200. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong number. The leading killer is Zoe Meyer with 254. But Hannah Myers gets that one there for the Seneca. You heard the entire Bremen, I'm laughing because the entire Bremen crowd saw the net violation there and spotted it out to the official, and then the official did call it.
11-7 the score. New Bremen will serve, and it doesn't seem like New Bremen has served any time recently, but I mean, I know they have.
Right.
Reckerman to serve with that brace, an inspirational story that goes long.
Second service there in the second set here for New Bremen, and just like that, though, Seneca's back within 3. It's a big point here for New Bremen to gain that momentum back.
Hannah Miller serving with a chance to cut it to 2 points. It's been as big as 6. Tapped across. And New Bremen comes up with it again. Net by the block, and that will go out.
Blocked by
a 2-point game.
And a block by Hannah Myers. Another nice play from her.
11-9. Miller serving. And too long.
Yeah, good read there by New Bremen. Just the second service there here in the second from Calvert.
Josie Reinhardt, the junior, will serve. A 3-point advantage for the Cardinals. Sends it over to Jones and met by a block. But it's going to go to Calvert.
I wasn't sure if that one cleared the net, but apparently they're saying yes. Because I never did see it. I saw an out call because I wasn't, that ball was right to net, but you're right, it did go to Calvert. So that kill will go to Zoe Meyer.
Kind of a misdirection play coming across. Nicely done from Friend.
First kill for Friend in this set, her 4th overall. And we bring it back to a 3-point lead.
After this serve, I'm going to say something crazy, and you probably will believe, you'll agree with me, but you might not.
And that one sails way out of here.
At this point in this contest, this is like a battle for who wants it. This is a battle for momentum, and it's really, really intense. You don't see it. You don't see it, but it's really a mind game going on between these two.
Oh, it's definitely intense. Both these teams just sharing punches, and it's really a lot of it's playing clean. Like right now, 2 big service errors. That's not being clean, getting the ball in position. And volleyball is a lot about getting the ball to the right people and playing in a flow together, a lot of rhythm. And both of these teams are kind of out of that rhythm because they're both really good in sharing punches. And that is a tough play there, out of rhythm as I just talked about.
Out of rhythm largely because they're out of position because they're sending them back on their heels so much.
That's right.
Jones will now serve. She has kind of been their spark plug when they've needed somebody. It's a 2-point game, 14-12, and this second set seems to have gone on forever.
Been a lot of shared back and forths.
Heminger comes up with it, but sends it wildly into the rafters. New Bremen will send it back across and finds the hole.
And there was a statement shot there from Macy Putoff as she sends that one straight down for the Cardinals. Her 3rd kill here in the second.
We'll check out the replay.
Little attitude behind that one.
Absolutely. If this was basketball, she would be saying, get that shot out of here. Jones sends it forward. Met by the block. A one-handed bump back across. Heminger handcuffed, but she's able to send it forward.
See, there's that little bit of deflection that really hurts you. Great idea by New Bremen. They tip it slightly at the net, and it throws the back person off. And Ashlyn Jones with the kill.
And Jones barely was able to make the play, but just enough.
Yep.
And again, that's what volleyball is all about. 15-13. Set number 2.
Nice placement there by Ashton Heitkamp to get the kill for the Cardinals. Her first kill here in set number 2.
This is quickly becoming, as we watch this replay, this is quickly becoming a street fight. because they're trying to find whatever ways they can get ahead.
Well, that's the fourth service there for New Bremen here in the second set. And these are big points coming up because as you slowly approach that 20-point plateau, everything becomes a little more tense and a little bit tougher. Speaking of tougher there, you got a lift called against New Bremen.
Yeah, that was pretty hard to miss.
Their fifth unforced there, so some of the miscues mounting up here a little bit. New Bremen needs to clean things up here if they're going to get a shot at taking this second set.
Rombaugh serving. A 1-point game.
Another big shot there from Highcamp, Ashton Highcamp.
As subtle as that play was, that could have been the biggest of these two sets.
Yeah, the lead was diminishing big time, so it gives New Bremen back to a 2-point advantage, and definitely a mind thought when you're ahead. Good save there by Claire Pate.
Through the block, a little bit off balance again. Jones, and met with the block, still continues.
With some great plays on this volley. And another one, great block and save by Jones from Seneca.
And somehow that one finds the way down.
Wow, it wasn't sure still because they tried to do a pancake and almost got it, but finally Taylor Paul with the kill. I've seen some great volleys here in this tournament. That was a really good volley.
Well, there's no question about it. Just fantastic.
And there it is again. They must be juicing those balls up because New Bremen getting a lot of those as well. That's 5 unforced errors, serves, which are free points that you're giving to the other team.
New Bremen clinging to a 2-point lead. Hannah Miller serving for Calvert. The high arching return. Again, New Bremen coming up with it. Tapped across, and again another return. Battle at the line. Calvert has it back. Jones will send it up. Dug out in the back row. Put off, can't get it across.
And Ashlyn Jones has been the hot hand here today. 7 kills for her now here in this match. And we're only in set 2.
18-17. Miller serving, a chance to tie it up. And found the hole. New Bremen with a nice return by Josie Reinhardt. And every time that Calvert has been knocking at the door, it has been slammed shut.
Yeah, and that staggered set on the right side for New Bremen has been very effective. Ashton Highcamp's got 2 of those points. Josie Reinhardt's got 1, and Josie Reinhardt serves up an ace.
2017, and the question is how long can these teams continue at this pace in this game?
Yeah, you're right. This second set has been long. A lot of deflections, a lot of long rallies, and blocks at the net. Great play there by Friend and Claire Pate. Another block.
A timeout is called, and maybe you feel a little bit of the wind coming out of the sails. We'll take the timeout. The Cardinals over the Senecas, 21-17 in set number 2.
At Joint Township District Memorial Hospital, your comfort and care is our #1 priority. Our surgical nerve blocks are a great way to reduce pain and can be used for arm, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, and foot surgeries. The nerve blocks decrease the stress of surgery on your body, requires less anesthesia and pain medications, and in many cases can offer relief for several days. Visit grandlakehealth.org for details on all of our services.
We are back. 21-17. Remember, Calvert continuing to put on the heat. Had cut it to 1 numerous times, only to be brushed away. Now has New Bremen weathered the storm? They forced the timeout. They've got the serve. Met by the block, and that one will be a point for Calvert.
It's Ashlyn Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry, for New Bremen. The way that they reacted.
Oh, I did too, you're right.
They literally, okay, there we go.
Okay, they corrected it, yep.
Well, did they though? Because it's 22-17 still on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they'll fix it, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because you're right, it should be 21-18.
Because you don't give a point and then give the serve to somebody else.
That one went to the Bremen side. Another nice block there by Kaylee Friend. Her second here in the second set.
It's 22-17. The scoreboard says...
It should actually be 22-18, I think, right?
Right. You're right. 23. Okay, so... Okay, we're going to say this.
I believe it's 22-18. I'm almost positive. They're checking the score right now as I just saw their coach say it. So now it should, I think, be 22-19 because that point went to Calvert.
There's a lot of finger point, well, polite finger pointing. They're looking at the scoreboard. The official will
I'm
now.
really shocked nobody caught that because it really was just 1 point each way. And it was pretty quick, so it should be, I believe, 22-19 as you see the replay of the last point. Well, that was the point before. Sorry, that was the one where all the controversy kind of started, but there was 2 points there back to back. So pretty confident the score is 22-19 in favor of New Bremen.
Well, all I know is my brain is about ready to explode because I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Just because it was 21-17 New Bremen. Calvert got the point from Jones, would have made it 21-18. And then New Bremen got a point, which would have made it 22-18, and then Calvert scored again. They screwed up like 5 points in a row there, so it should be 22-19. Very rarely am I wrong. No, I'm kidding.
And now we've got a battle of the bands, so where each crowd is, each fan base is trying to outshout the other.
Well, and this should take like 2 seconds because you would have 2 official scorebooks and a scorekeeper. So that's a reason they're all over there, so that the points match up and you know what went where.
But in this set, anything has happened and anything can happen, and we still have a few points left. As you hear me breathe, because it's been a pretty intense second set.
It has been very intense. You know, Bremen started out with, I believe, a 6-1 lead and really looked like they were going to roll through this second set. And of course, Calvert, a very good team, wasn't going to just lie back and has responded. And it's been a dogfight throughout. Really not sure what the controversy would be here yet because
well, now they're going to talk to the other official.
Because it's just a missed point both ways at this point, right? You got 1 too many for New Bremen and 1 not enough for Calvert. It's volleyball.
It shouldn't be that difficult.
Right.
But the scoreboard clearly did give the point to New Bremen.
It did.
But gave the serve.
Right, to Calvert.
Right.
And as we showed the replay there a minute ago, the point was for Calvert.
Why don't you go over and get into the discussion and tell them that and see how that goes?
Maybe I should bring over my score sheet and say, here's what you need. So here's where a lot of the controversy started. At least on the court, I think, or not the court with the officials, because it was Calvert's point, but they marked it as New Bremen's.
And we need to be really careful here, because even more than just the point, just the timing and the momentum and just the concentration.
Yeah, it's definitely in favor of Calvert at this point to slow the game down, because New Bremen has had a pretty solid go of it this whole second set, and now all you're doing is delaying all that.
It gives them a chance to catch their breath, because I mean, it's no secret, doesn't matter what sport it is, if you're winded, you're not going to play as strong, and you're also going to feel fatigued. And I'll say this too about this second set. I wouldn't necessarily say that there have been any clinics put on other than just mental toughness.
A lot of back and forth. I am shocked this has taken this long. And I just want to make a note. The score says 22-19, which is what I've been saying for the past 5 minutes.
Right, and that's what it should be.
Right, but why did that take so long? We don't know, but we're back to action.
22-19. Heminger with the return, sends it forward. Miller back across, and that one will go long.
And there was that tip again. New Bremen's trying to block up there at the net. Hannah Miller gets it through it. And again, it's been the call this whole second set. They're back to within 2.
Another challenge coming to New Bremen. They're up by 2. A lot of bodies hitting the deck in this second set. Miller comes up with it. They say a New Bremen point, even though
it went out of bounds.
Calvert is beside themselves.
Macy Putoff hit that ball that hard that it hit off of a Calvert person and went clear past the entire court of play and out of bounds.
23-20.
Another good block by New Bremen.
New Bremen has had some very big blocks here. Little off speed, and I can't make the play. Handcuffing Heminger. It is now set point.
We talked about that in the first set for Calvert. That's what they were doing. A little bit of change of pace. Balls were nipping off fingers. Macy Putoff did nothing special there. Pushed it deep, and the setter just couldn't handle it. Oh, sorry, the libero. Set point here, as you said.
She's had a little bit of trouble anyways. I mean, I'm not saying she's played poorly, but... And it will be 24-21. I'm not saying that she's played poorly, but there's been some times when she had showed some, wasn't sure what she was going to do.
A little doubt, if you will.
Right, a little. And, you know, she is a sophomore, so.
Well, she plays well for a sophomore, that's for sure. Wow, numerous hits across there from New Bremen, all blocked.
Again, now you really see that Calvert is almost on their heels.
Boy, they get a lot of deflections and blocks. They pick up a lot of balls on the Calvert side, but New Bremen looking to answer right here.
What a volley. Into the net, and there's the set. 25-21. New Bremen holds off Calvert to tie this one up at 1-1. And it goes back to that point where we said it was the last real challenge that Calvert had put at them to tie it up. And they just weathered it. They went on a 3 or 4 point run. And it was almost as if you could feel the wind go out of the sail. It forced the timeout. And you could almost feel a sigh of relief coming from New Bremen.
Yeah, they ran out of gas. You mentioned it earlier when we had that big score delay. There was a time that they were just gasping for air on the Calvert side. They looked exhausted. So it'll be interesting to see as we come back for the third set how they recover.
We will be back. Tied up 1-1, New Bremen and Calvert in the region final on NKTelco.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
At CAPT, we use Hometown Opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
Back at Elida Fieldhouse. It is the region final. Calvert and New Bremen. A rematch of last year's state championship. This game brought to you by Cy Sweeterman and Carriage Works. Dean Jackson along with Greg Burning as we bring you this one. And Greg, we're still catching our breath from set number 2.
Yeah, that was a crazy set. As you mentioned, a big fight. New Bremen able to come out on top of it. As this one starts just like the second one did, and it's with a Diana Heitkamp ace. So good sign for New Bremen.
And again, I think New Bremen's coming out trying to put a knife in the heart. They're just trying to take control early, and that was one of your keys to the game.
It was, for sure. They definitely got, that big game because Calvert has a nice block there by Pape and Putoff. Calvert hasn't been behind in many sets. They've played mostly 3-0s the entire season. So for them to have to recover for something like that, it's going to be interesting to see how they do. That last set, though, took forever. It was a real dogfight.
Miller 3-0. What has happened?
Well, this is how New Bremen started the second set, if we recall. I believe it started out 5 or 6-0.
It was 6-1 at one point.
Yeah, you're right. And then Calvert kind of slowly clawed back into it. A lot of that New Bremen doing. They had 6 service errors in that last game and 6 unforced errors. So a lot of points given back that way, too.
And now it's 4-0.
So a great start for New Bremen again here in set number 3.
Heminger sends it forward. Jones gets met with the block. That's the second time early on that she has not been able to make the play.
Yeah, and Macy Putoff and Claire Pate putting on a blocking clinic again here. We've seen spurts of that throughout the match, and it seems like as soon as they do, the change of pace balls start to come from Calvert. So we'll see if they change their attitude, because the power's not working. New Bremen's going to win at the net right now when it's head-to-head. And there's another example.
Another tap across the off-speed. I mean, and a timeout is called. We have a Calvert team that is stunned, and they're really looking for answers.
And we talked about the net play, and that was these first 6 points. That's all they've really been. The first one was an ace. The next 5 have been Macy Putoff and Claire Pape at the net, just dominating. And that's what happened in the second set for a while. And then we talked about the change of pace, and that's where Calvert's really got their points. They've backed off of that net play, because that was one of my keys. Blocking at the net. New Bremen is very good at it. You saw it here again. Now we'll see if Calvert can recover, or if New Bremen continues to push this train.
We saw Diana Kramer very intense in that huddle. What do you think she was saying?
Well, I'm sure she was just telling her kids, you know, we're playing good right now. We've got them where we want them. They're questioning their type of play right now. Volleyball's that way. It's very emotional. You have to keep your head straight.
She had a number of index fingers pushed forward. Almost, I think she was saying, take it.
Yeah.
Take it. It's ours to take. I mean, she is always the portrait of intensity anyway.
For sure.
And Calvert breathing a sigh of relief, for the bleeding has stopped for the moment.
Yep, and that's what happens when you take timeouts. That's why people take them, right? To slow that momentum, to throw your server off their rhythm a little bit.
Kind of a short serve. Push back across from Putoff. Jones has trying to get it through, but the block stood for a moment. Dug up to the front row, to the far side. Hammers it right down the line.
Taylor
Paul getting into the action.
I'm telling you, if they don't stop hammering at the net, them being Calvert, this is going to get away. New Bremen is just really good at blocking up there right now, and they have been ready for everything that Calvert has thrown at. This is what happened in the St. Henry match of the night. New Bremen was right there playing at the net solid and blocked down a ton of points. Good shot there, but Bremen again recovers.
You know, and if you're a team that sends a shot like that and your opponent comes up with it, you have to stop and say, what can we do?
Ashlyn Jones, that's what they can do. That's what they've been going to. That is her 9th kill now on the match. She gets that one just enough into the blocker to go down on the Bremen side.
The majority of those kills that she got came in set number 1. That one was long.
Do I have a ball magnet on my chest or something? Because they are flying at me here today.
Well, Greg, no offense, but I just want to make sure that the monitor doesn't get broken.
That's right. No offense taken.
I mean, you can heal. The monitor isn't going to be as easy to fix.
Touche.
Setting up. Misplayed. Heminger again. She has been you talk about a magnet. She has been a magnet of intensity down there, and she has made it an adventure as Reinhardt hammers that one home.
Yeah, another good setup by New Bremen. And you mentioned it, Reinhardt with the laser in the back row. Tough to come up with those. Bremen extends to a 7-point lead here in the third set.
Pape serving to the back row. Pushes it forward. Digging it up again. And that one just too long. 9-3 the score.
A little too much energy there from Reinhardt. That's going to send their left-handed server back there, number 5, Maggiola, who gave him a little bit of trouble in that second set.
All kinds of heat coming off of that hit. That one will not drop. The misplay from Ashton Heitkamp.
Yeah, block on the far side from Hannah Myers and Hannah Miller. The two Hannahs hooking up for Calvert.
We're in set number 3. It's tied up 1 game, 1 set apiece. Heitkamp sends that one back across. Calvert with the return. That one is too long.
Third hitting error here in the third set for Calvert. Just 1 for New Bremen so far here in the third set.
That one is too long.
Yeah, tough run down there for the libero. I'm sorry, the setter. As she was trying to recover off of that good Macy put off serve, and it threw the timing out of sync for Calvert.
11-17. A lot of unforced errors.
It's the serving. I'm telling you, New Bremen serves really aggressively, and this has happened all year long. Macy Putoff serves well, Taylor Paul serves well, Heitkamp serves well, Pape serves well. They bring in Rechterman. They attack. They do not sit back and wait for you to get a ball. They attack just like that. Back-to-back aces, Macy Putoff.
What do you do when you've got 2 players in the same spot and you don't have room to work?
And that really impressed me in the first set because none of the balls dropped on the Calvert side when Bremen was serving. And I thought, boy, this is going to be tough. And it is tough. But I didn't think they were going to get hardly any aces. That's the fourth ace already here in the third set for New Bremen.
That's amazing. Put off to the back row.
And a little miscommunication there by New Bremen. Good effort, but couldn't get to that ball.
And that didn't really set up very well either for Seneca. I don't think that Heminger wanted to take that type of return to set it up like that, but that's really much all she could do is keep it in the air.
Kill there by Hannah Myers for Calvert, her second kill, her 4th on the match.
That one will drop. The point for Josie Reinhardt.
6 kills now in the match for Reinhardt, and more importantly gets the Cardinals back to an 8-point lead with Rechterman coming in to serve.
Ashton Heitkamp checks out. Rechterman comes in. Again, we talked about the inspirational story, and Greg, I'll have you tell that story. Everybody in New Bremen knows it now, but.
Yeah, she hurt her ankle leg, broke it early on in September, and missed a large majority of this season. In the last 2 or 3 games has slowly come back and is just if nothing else, a good serve person to give a couple of breathers to this rotation and really brought the rotation together for New Bremen.
Too long. 15-17. The serve to come from Josie Reinhardt. And that was really a curious course of events where you've got a player who didn't even have a look at the ball diving for it.
Yeah, like way out of position. Taylor Paul, nice shot there again for New Bremen.
Which may have forced her out of position for when the ball dropped.
9-point lead here as they are just cruising along here in set number 3.
The battle at the net won by Pape.
Claire Pape with her second block. That is 5 blocks for points. Points here in the third set from New Bremen. 3 by Pape, 3 by Putoff and 2 by Pape. And there's that elevation I was talking about from Kaylee Friend. She just can really get off of her feet in a hurry.
I would love to watch that replay because in my mind's eye, it was setting up like an instant replay.
Yeah, she did a great job to get that ball. Watch her elevation. She just slaps it over. Very quick elevation off of her feet and quick to knock that ball in for another point. Bremen's largest lead is 11.
18-7, New Bremen over Calvert. And Greg, we talked about that second set, and we kind of set it in the break. Calvert had to be careful because that could have been a game that broke their will.
They do look tired. They look tired, out of position, and really questioning their game right now, I think, more than anything. Because as we talked earlier, volleyball is a lot about your attitude, the momentum in your attitude. You know, being positive and knowing you can win goes a long ways, especially in this game. Right now, New Bremen clicking on all cylinders, looking to take a 2-1 advantage.
Well, let's think about this. Calvert won the state championship. New Bremen was denied. They had the whole off season to think of the bitterness of a loss. Calvert already has the state championship, and a fist pump from Diana Heitkamp.
Yeah, another kill by Taylor Paul, her third here in the third set, her 6th overall. A little attitude again behind that one, showing that confidence we were talking about.
You know, they talk about how hard it is to repeat as a champion.
Right. But New Bremen ran into the same thing because they were state champs prior to that, right? Calvert took it away from New Bremen. New Bremen had won in 2017. We're going back to repeat. Calvert took it away from New Bremen, and now New Bremen's trying to. Now, I know this is only a regional final, but it feels like a state title.
Sure it does. Diana Heitkamp sends it forward to Pape, back across. Calvert on the return and met at the line, and there is no answer. Ashlyn Jones can't get it across.
Yeah, I talked about it, if you remember, earlier in this set, that if they keep hitting hard, New Bremen is blocking exceptionally well right now. Kaylee Friend and Claire Pape there for that block, and they are just dominating the front of that net.
20-8. The Cardinals on top. And another drop, and now it is simply a case of they are exhausted.
They're frustrated. They're out of sync. New Bremen has just got them right where they want them for this set. That's the tricky part about volleyball. You got to refocus each time. You know, the good thing is you can lose a set and go on to the next one. The bad thing is if you win a set, you got to go on to the next one, right? Because it's all momentum.
21-9, and even the sideline doesn't look the same. The Calvert sideline, first game they were crazy excited. Now it's just not as, just a different level of intensity, if there is any intensity.
An ace served up there by Emma White. She gets her second one of the match.
They would have been jumping before, now they're just clapping.
Agree.
Heitkamp sends it over to Pape from the right side. Now we'll come at it, rolling down in Taylor Paul, 22-10.
Big shot there by Taylor, her 4th kill here in this third set. She's right in front of us here, getting ready to serve for New Bremen. And I jinxed her right into the net.
22-11. The Senecas trying to get back into this one. Heitkamp sends it over to Pape. Put off, drops it down between 2 defenders.
Macy Putoff's had a full line here in the third set. 2 kills, an ace, and 3 blocks.
And by the way, we played an hour and 10 minutes. Seems like it's been 3 hours.
Feels like a while, doesn't it? It's been some very well played volleyball. Exactly what we expected. And an answer there from Calvert. I believe that was number 7, Hannah Miller, for the kill. But New Bremen now just 2 points away from taking this third set and a 2-1 advantage.
Heitkamp again to Pape to the far side. Pape comes up with it to Heitkamp. Backwards pass.
Kill there from Rombach. Her first kill since the first set. She's got 6 now. A little life coming back into the Calvert side. And Reinhardt delivers a monster shot. Her 9th kill now on the match.
And the New Bremen faithful coming to their feet.
Sorry, that's her 7th kill. My mistake.
Set point, a chance to go up 2-1. And the big block settles it. 25-13. We go to set number 4. New Bremen with the lead 2-1. We will be back. This is NKTelco.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
We go to set number 4. New Bremen really has taken momentum. They have taken the life out of the Seneca blood. I'm telling you, it is going to be interesting this 4th set. Will we see a Seneca team that is flat, or we're going to see a team that's in a corner that is going crazy to
come out swinging? Yeah.
Come out clawing its way out.
Yeah, they definitely got a little demoralized there in the 3rd set. New Bremen was firing on all cylinders there, if you will. Talked about the net play, and it really dominated that game between the aces by New Bremen, which they had 3 in that set, and the blocking for points at the net, which they had 8. Those two really led the rally for the Cardinals. And Calvert didn't have an answer for a lot of that. It was really tough. But as you mentioned, you know, this is set number 4. Do they come out clawing and swinging, or do they curl up into a hole? You know, it's really, I expect the first one. You're not 25-1 for a reason, but this is kind of uncharted territory for them as well. So here we go.
Maggiola sends it across on the serve. Battle at the net. Sent back forward. And Jones met with a block. Early on in this contest, set number 1, those would have been going over. The last 3 games, she's not finding the hole.
Yeah, they're attacking hard, and Claire Pape and Friend especially, along with Macy Putoff, have been right there blocking for the Cardinals, and it's worked very well.
Diana Heitkamp, who got things started with some great aces, got one right there.
And you mentioned it in the last set. Heminger having a hard time with Diana Heitkamp's serve, and Heitkamp gets another ace, as she has done very well here today. That's her 4th ace for New Bremen.
2-0 the score. Heminger again will return it. Too long. It's the same script as we've got the last 3 games going.
I agree. They've really just got their timing off there a little bit.
It's amazing what serving can do to set a team off.
A nice play there by Calvert. Bremen able to recover.
Jones sets up for the kill. That one will find the hole. It didn't have a lot of intensity.
That's right.
But
that was that change of pace shot she was hitting earlier. She got it to go through the block on that one. That's 10 kills now on the day for Ashlyn Jones.
I think she's just getting frustrated not being able to
power it through.
Yeah, continue to inflict her will at the line. New Bremen up 3-1. That one batted out, and it's now 4-1 for the Cardinals.
Taylor Paul has had a good, solid match here today. 4, 7, 8, 9 kills for her for New Bremen.
They say about 1,500 people have packed in here. It's a 2,300 seat facility. I think it's a little more than 1,500.
Yeah, I think so too. It's pretty full. There are a few seats definitely sitting around, but there aren't many.
Sends him scurrying to the line. Heminger comes up with it. Jones sends it back across. Can't get to it. Heminger has adjusted her style, as you said, knowing that kind of giving up the front line, at least for the moment.
Yeah, and Jones with the same kind of hit, just laid that one deep in the back row to get over the blockers instead of trying to go through them.
Putoff comes up with it to Pape. Putoff back again to Heminger. They'll send it to the right side. Heitkamp comes up with it. That's Diana Heitkamp on the line. Pape drops it across. Pape sends it to Heminger. And right down the line. That was a big time hit for Calvert. They needed something like that to light their fire.
Hannah Miller coming with an answer for Calvert. We expected a dogfight in this fourth set, and I think it's coming. It's 4-3. New Bremen still on top, looking to respond. And there it is, Macy Putoff.
The Heminger, who has had all kinds of issues. It is now 5-3.
And it's interesting sometimes with how certain people hit the ball, it bothers you. And you can definitely tell when Macy Putoff and Diana Heitkamp hit it, it throws Heminger there's a little bit of hesitation in her movement, just enough to get past her.
Heitkamp to Heitkamp. That's Ashton that sent it across.
And that went over the candy cane, the antenna pole, so that point will go to Calvert.
Don't talk about candy canes. We just got over Halloween.
That's
I'm
right.
not ready to be thinking about that yet. Oh, you mean the antenna?
I mean the antenna candy cane. Trick or treat.
5-4 the score. Big time return, big time kill. Josie Reinhardt. It wasn't that long ago when kills were called spikes.
That's right.
I was just thinking about that the other day. Does anybody even say that?
I don't know.
6-5. This is going to really be a test of will. I can see it setting up, as you said.
Feels like set number 2 coming back. A lot of dogfight and a lot of tough points.
Misplay, had a hand on it, Katie Rombaugh. And she's really been quiet these last couple sets.
Yeah, she had a big set early on. The first one, she had 5 kills. She's only had 1 since.
Of course, that's the story of the Senecas anyways.
Tough handle there, lucky to get that one over.
Heminger has to dig that one out. And just in front of Jones.
Yeah, Kaylee Friend just standing there at the net, anxiously awaiting that one to come over. As she blocks that one down, you'll see the replay. Friend there in the middle, she's like, oh, freebie. Knocks it straight down. Good play.
8-5 the score. New Bremen with the lead, and another point for the Cardinals. They go up 9-5. They're sitting on top of a 2-1 lead.
And this is
go ahead.
Sorry, Dean. This is a big part of the game because you can almost feel that momentum kind of going back to New Bremen way. That dogfight was coming. If they get a couple more point lead here, the Senecas are going to be in a big hole.
Miller to the far side will drop it down. They needed that one. Just the end. They're cut it a little closer. It would have been a 4-point game. Now it's 3.
Yeah, seeing a little fire out of Hannah Miller you hadn't seen earlier in this match. She knocks down the last 2 kills for Calvert.
When she's serving, good things seem to happen for the Senecas. Still alive. Wow.
Good response.
Jones sends it to the back row. Heitkamp comes up with it. And the answer is a kill. Taylor Paul. And this has really been a team contest today.
No doubt. Like we talked about a little bit off air, I think, and I said, New Bremen played one of their best team competitions against St. Henry Thursday night. Not to say they don't play well as a team, but they were clicking on all cylinders. They're starting to get back to that form here late in this match.
Pape sets it up. That comes across. Jones will answer. She'll send another one to the back row. Her third long return, and that one drops for a point just like the other two.
She almost seems like Jones, when she gets a bad set, she hits it better. I'm in a bad spot here. I got to make a good hit, and it drops for a kill majority of the time.
Maggiola serving a 3-point game, 10-7. Pape to Reinhardt. And a point.
Another good shot by New Bremen. Good setup. Good offense all the way around. Gets them back to a 4-point lead.
11-7 the score.
I bet you this ball comes right in front of us here to Heminger because Diana Heitkamp serving. It's been a target. You can clearly see it. It went right to her.
Right. You found that out, and so she's always gonna get it.
That's right.
Until she stops it. And a play you don't normally see, but a well-executed one, is Emma White just literally slaps it across.
Gets just her first kill of the match and brings Calvert back to within 3.
And you're starting to see the Senecas starting to get some more energy. That one drops. It's a 2-point game.
Got an ace for White. She's a good server for them. I think that's her third ace of the night.
A little bit of confusion. They're still able to make the play. Jones sends it back. Put off, now to Heminger. Again, New Bremen coming up with it.
And what a great effort here by New Bremen to get it across.
I don't know how they did that.
And then they get the termination block on top of it. Macy Putoff.
And I'm not going to tell you what player I saw, but as soon as that block happened for Calvert, the face quickly went action. It was as if they had just seen a ghost. They handcuffed New Bremen out of bounds, and somehow they pulled that one out, literally from the jaws of defeat, sending it back across.
Great point, great point. And another one, Ashton Heitkamp, the blocking coming back again for New Bremen. 2 back-to-back terminate, back-to-back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 termination blocks they have now here in this 4th set.
Emotion starting to show a little bit more for Calvert. Heminger digs it out. Miller sends it across. That one drops. Still hanging close, but not as close as Calvert would like.
Yeah, just trailing for them is different, right? They're usually used to being ahead.
13-10. Pape saves it. Putoff will send it back across. Met by the block. New Bremen will have it again. Ashton Heitkamp again handcuffing Heminger right on the line. That is a storyline that we've said at least 10 times today.
And how many big points? Like New Bremen has, again, jaws of life running over there, trying to get the ball at the last second, get it across, and then make a huge play to get the point, and now back to a 4-point lead again.
14-10. Pape serving Jones. Again, confusion between who was supposed to get it, Jones or Heminger. Greg, I don't mean to beat a dead horse. This is a team that came in with a huge winning streak, won 25 games this year, lost just 1.
Yeah, they're just not used to being behind though either. We talked about that, losing that set. This one's far from over, but losing that second set and then the third, has questioned, I think, a lot of their confidence, and that ball sails along, and now they're down 6.
Hannah Miller with all kinds of frustration. She hammered that ball, and it doesn't drop. It is now 16-10. We'll take the timeout. New Bremen leading 2-1 and up in this one, 16-10. We'll be back. This is NKTelco.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
The play of the game as we welcome you back, or at least we think it is. Sliding to make the play, sent across, setting up the block right here. Jones comes at it, back at you.
And we talked about it earlier, the blocking, Putoff and Pape, and there's who it was. I think Putoff got most of that one. I mentioned it before. She's the leading blocker for New Bremen, but as you mentioned earlier, Dean, it's a team thing, and they have clearly dove into that function and that idea of philosophy and have played very well here again today as they have a 6-point lead here in set 4.
Heitkamp comes up with it. She comes up with it again. Sent to the back row. Heitkamp bumps it forward to Pape. Putoff, and that one will go out. 17-10.
It's 10 kills now on the day for Macy Putoff. And the New Bremen lead continues to grow.
At a time when Calvert should be answering the call with settling things down, it doesn't seem to be happening. Miller met with the block.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the blocking, but wow. Like, it is just, they have just flat out taken over at the net. Macy Putoff with another block right there with Ashton Heitkamp.
It's like a no-fly zone put over the net. Ashton Heitkamp sends it to Heminger. Calvert brings it back on the return. Diana Heitkamp had it there. Now from this side, Reinhardt sends it home. Another hammer from her.
And all things clicking right now for New Bremen as they are up by 9. Another nice setup there from Claire Pape. And Josie Reinhardt puts it between 2 Calvert defenders.
19-11. Here, just serving. Crosses to Jones. Side to Miller again, had a hand on it. And that one will drop in.
That's Macy Putoff. I mean, you know you're hitting the ball well when you can turn and just push that one back to the far corner, and it's a coffin corner. I mean, that thing just spot on hits, and Heminger's sprinting to it, and it just drops right in there.
Putoff serving, hangs on the net and drops. And there, we're starting to see it. I told you, watch for the emotion.
You're
Jones
right.
beside herself, thinking it was a net serve.
Yeah, she was trying to get that pancake where you put your hand flat and wasn't sure if she got it or not, and she did not. So ace for Macy Putoff.
21-11.
What a rally. Like, New Bremen right now is just completely rolling on everything. Blocking is going well. Macy Putoff just put an ace through. They've got all kinds of kills. Putoff's got 3 this set. Paul's got 3 this set. Reinhardt's got 3 this set. Ashton Heitkamp has a kill. They've got multiple blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have got a block for a point this set. Like, they have just gotten it all rolling right now. And as you mentioned, Calvert's in a deep hole, and instead of rallying, I guess, if you will, they're looking at each other in frustration.
They're the spot they've never been in, or very rarely have been in. And it's really a case of who wanted it more.
Yeah.
And it's clearly evident.
And this is what Bremen played like on Thursday. Has put off hits one there in the net, and this one's far from over, but this is how they played Thursday night against St. Henry as well, and finished that one off in 3 in convincing fashion.
21-12. Pape sends it across. A little bit of confusion. Calvert picking up another point.
And the last thing you want to do here is start to give a team you've got in a tough spot, is give them any kind of momentum. Back-to-back Calvert points.
21-13. Heitkamp to Pape. To Ashton Heitkamp. That one drops.
Second kill for Heitkamp here in this set. 6 overall. A big one there to bring New Bremen within 3 points of going back to the state semifinal.
22-13. The Cardinals by 9. Heminger having trouble with it, leading to other trouble, and that one goes long.
I think the first part that got her was that ball was probably out of bounds. That first serve that Heitkamp served was deep, Rechterman, and she played it, and then the rest of it just fell apart. Bremen now just need 2 more points.
Rechterman serving again. Heminger comes up with it to Miller. Soft touch across, sent forward by Putoff, and then Reinhardt finally sends it. Miller trying to tap it across, dug out by Pape, and a point for Calvert. (23-14). What a great game it's been, too. It's been a test of attrition, if nothing else, of just all the things that could have happened. In a game where so many things are going well, the blocking could be the best.
Yeah, they got one through there. Calvert did, through the block to get it to go off the deflection and out of bounds for the point. But the blocking has been very solid.
Miller to Heminger. Again, a little bit of confusion over who should be getting the ball. Putoff comes up with it to Pape, to Reinhardt. Heminger for Calvert. Jones sends it back. Pape off to the right side. Hangs on the net, still able to come up with it.
An extra shot there from New Bremen. So another unforced error for the Cardinals here in the 4th set. That's their 4th. And again, a little bit of life coming back to Calvert. New Bremen just needs 2 to close it out.
23-16.
That was a huge.
Done, friend. About ready to put this regional final on ice.
Kaylee Friend with 6 kills now here today, and none bigger than that one.
At game point, match point, set point. And there it is.
New Bremen comes up. I don't know if you call it an upset because they were 2 and Calvert was 4, but they knock off the defending state champs.
They will play in the state semifinal Friday night at 4 in a stunning victory. And it really was set up by a second game where they had to gut it out. Both of these teams had to find ways to come up with it. And New Bremen just took it and rode the wave the rest of the way. We will take this time out. We'll have some final stats and more. But New Bremen is returning to Columbus for a chance to play for a state championship. We'll be back. This is NKTelco.
Plygem Residential Solutions is part of Cornerstone Building Brands, North America's largest manufacturer of exterior building products. And the success of our company is directly related to the contributions of our employees. We are currently looking for machine operators, maintenance technicians, forklift operators, and more to join our growing team at our facility in Sydney, Ohio. Plygem offers competitive pay, a full benefits package, as well as opportunities for bonus pay and long-term advancement. Become a part of our strong foundation.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwieterman Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Fowler's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos system takes the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Fowler's and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Fowler's TV, taking game day to the next level.
And there they are, the regional champs, New Bremen, scoring 3 straight set victories, getting ready to pose with their hardware, their regional final trophy. They will play in the state semifinal Friday night at 4 o'clock. I said Columbus. It's actually at the Nutter Center, isn't it?
That's right. It's at the Nutter Center. Correct.
Sorry, folks. But anyways, they'll play for a state championship if they win that semifinal. 25-16 was the final set. But things got started really, really rough for this team, dropping a 25-19 game. But they had a lot of gut getting back in there to even pull it that close, because it did not start off well by any definition.
No, you got to give Calvert a lot of credit. They're defending state champs for a reason. They came out swinging in that first set, and we talked about it, how important that would be in the match, because they had not lost a lot of games. When you're used to doing that all the time, and somebody, gives you a blow like that, it sets you back. Emotionally, it's hard to recover. We talked about it earlier. This game is full of emotion and game-changing events. And a lot like other sports where you've got timeouts and basketball and football and substitutions. Here, there's just every point is so critical that there's a lot of emotional momentum that goes back and forth. And there's a great shot of New Bremen as they post their regional championship picture. But they just really, New Bremen took the punch and came back.
And they really did. They were on the ropes. It was a question of how they would respond. And they came back, and it was almost like they changed their style. It was, okay, we're going to get in this game. We're going to do whatever we have to do to stay in the game. It sent Calvert on its heels. So that didn't know. And they did it with authority, winning the second game 25-21, and just a game of who was going to outlast the other, who was going to make one more play, who was going to last just a little bit longer. Then in the third set, everything changed. The world turned upside down, winning 25-13, and then, of course, the final game 25-16. At that point, Calvert had seen the wind pulled from their sail, and they were just desperately trying to get anything ignited.
Yeah, they really couldn't. You talked about it a little bit during the third set, leading into the fourth. How would they respond? How would they get back into their game? And could they? That second set might have been the tell-all for all of it. It was really long, really competitive, a lot of close points, a lot of long points, and it really seemed to kind of drain both teams in that sense.
There was a point, I believe it was 19-18, it could have been 18-17, where Calvert had a chance to tie it up. And this was about the second or third chance they had.
Right.
And New Bremen swatted them away. I mean, I say swatted, but they didn't really, because it was pretty tough.
For sure.
And then they went on a 4-point roll, and I think that really changed the complexion. It forced a timeout. That's when we thought we heard that sucking sound of the wind going off from their sideline. And I mean, I don't think that's a stretch to say it.
No,
it was just like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a dogfight. We've used every single cliche for a fight, but that's truly what happened here in that second game.
And I'm not saying Calvert's schedule isn't as tough as New Bremen's, but I know New Bremen's is very difficult from being in that area. And when you do that, you're ready for this kind of game. You know, they've played those kind of contests all season long. You know, there were, I think, 6 state-ranked teams in their league this year. So when you battle through all that all season long, they pretty much expect this kind of a match. Not to say that it makes it easier, but quickly, let's just go down through the stats. As first for New Bremen, Dinah Heitkamp led the way for the Cardinals with aces with 4. Ashton Heitkamp had 6 kills and 2 blocks. Josie Reinhardt had 10 kills and an ace and a block. Taylor Paul, 11 kills and an ace. Kaylee Friend came up big today for New Bremen, 6 kills and 2 blocks. Macy Putoff had another solid game, 11 kills, 5 blocks and an ace. Claire Pape had 2 kills and 5 blocks. And Ellie Rechterman had an ace. So just all around solid play again for New Bremen. On the other side, Emma White, 2 aces and a kill for Calvert. Hannah Miller, 8 kills. Ashlyn Jones, 12 kills. Zoe Meyer, 5 kills. Hannah Meyer, 4 kills. And Kate Rombach with 7 kills and an ace. But just a great all-around match. It was exactly what we expected it to be, a dogfight throughout. New Bremen just was able to handle those big blows and recover. Boy, did they recover in big fashion.
Coming into this game, I expected it to be more of high-powered. I expected more kills, and we certainly did have a number of kills.
Right.
I expected it to be more about operating at the highest levels of volleyball, and really what it came down to, again, was just it was about the heart. You hear the term heart of a champion.
Right.
That's where it comes from, is because of how bad you want it. I think it's time now. We're getting the signal that we're ready to name our player of the game.
For New Bremen, that player of the game is Taylor Paul. Came through solid, as I mentioned, had a very good day today with 11 kills. We really could have gave it to any number of New Bremen players, much like their game against St. Henry. Really hard to pick a player of the game, and we're okay doing that because it's awesome when you have that many people. But their team, like I mentioned, Dinah Heitkamp was awesome in the back row. Gets better every time you see her serve receiving back there. Made some spectacular digs. Also had 4 aces. We talked about how Heminger really struggled with her serve. The kills from Ashton Heitkamp, the net play from Macy Putoff, Kaylee Friend, and Claire Pape. To me, that was the dominating factor within the game within the game, because they just really came through hard. But Taylor Paul, as you see there, great, fantastic game as well. Congratulations to her on getting player of the game.
And by the way, Greg, as she takes the sip of the soft drink, that is not meant to be an endorsement of any particular product or company, and certainly that would get her in trouble as an amateur athlete. So I guess for one last time in a 3-set victory, winning 3 games to 1 in a 4-set victory, New Bremen is headed to the Nutter Center Friday night, a 4 o'clock semifinal start. They will take on the winner. We don't know who it is, but they beat Calvert today 19-25, 25-21, 25-13, and 25-16. For Greg Burney, I'm Dean Jackson. For Bryce Hamrick and the rest of the crew, the best crew in the business, I'm Dean Jackson. So long, everybody.